My own little tail.
I think we should kill these people.
It's the last day of school before summer break and our rival has entered the show. Mari gets a bit jealous of our new feline character with how clingy she is with Hidaka.
分かったから離れろ。目立つ。
ねえ、いいじゃん。いつもこうしてるし。ギュッ。いつも。ギュッ。
Hidaka keeps his distance and makes the viewer aware that this love triangle probably isn't going to be much of a thing. Right? After our brief introduction with our new character Kisara, she was immediately threatened by Mari and became confrontational. She picked up Mari's pheromones and noticed her scent was on Hidaka's shirt. Imagine how scary humans would be if they could do that. Right before she was about to reveal her feelings to the public, the girls are pulled away from each other.
悪い。今日は帰る。
そうした方が良さげだな。
They decide to go their separate ways for now to avoid any attention from their fellow students. Mari and Ida are sitting outside a convenience store eating snacks. Mari, lost in thought, recalls her being jealous of the two walking home together and how natural they looked as a couple. Ida takes Mari to the beach, suggesting it would be a good way for her to relieve some stress. He tries to capture a photo of the ocean with Mari in the foreground. Mari gets embarrassed and steps on a sea cucumber. Ida catches her and holds her close again, and they just kind of stand like that for 10 seconds. Mari says that she is touching something squishy on her foot, and Ida points out that it's a sea cucumber. She gets grossed out and flustered.
If it ain't fur, it ain't right.
Mari laughs from being so silly, and Ida takes a photo.
私の大笑いした写真、ナマコ触った後の。
そう、元気な笑顔の写真。落ち込んだまま終わる日じゃなくて、笑ってつなぐに綺麗な景色を届ける。そういう一日に戻ったな。沈んだ後は笑うことを忘れんなよ。
Mari feels the support coming from Ida and thanks him. This brings her confidence back, and she looks forward to getting in touch with Hidaka again. Speaking of, Hidaka is pissed at Kisara for growling at Mari.
砂場からはあの子の匂いするし。あ、マーキングされてるみたいで。変だよ。そんなの友達じゃないし。
Hidaka stops her from talking and says he refers to Mari as a friend, so people won't be enraged like her. Kisara is frustrated that her crush is in love with a human and that society, including her, wouldn't accept such a relationship. She's saying this to a guy whose mother is a human, by the way. The nerve of this bitch. Clearly, Hidaka is hurt by Kisara, and to make things worse, he gets a text from Ida with Mari smiling at the beach. That's kind of evil, but he's just kidding. Maybe. Then Mari calls Hidaka. Hidaka compliments her photo and apologizes for Kisara's behavior. Mari brushes it off and sees it as a natural reaction toward a human, so she isn't going to let it get to her.
うなるのも戸惑うのも当たり前の反応なのかなって。だから非難されるのは怖くないよ。私が怖いのは日高くんと離れることだから。
Mari tells Hidaka that he will call him lots over the break, but for Hidaka that isn't enough. He invites Mari to come over and visit him in the Beast Folk town. 2 weeks go by and Mari crosses the wall for the first time. Meanwhile, Kisara is with her friends venting about Tsunagu's new girlfriend.
まだ落ち込んでんの？キサラ。だってつなぐに恋人ができてるなんて思わないじゃん。
I guess Hidaka is the kind of guy you need to be more direct with when it comes to your emotions. Or maybe he just has a human fetish, who knows. Kisara reflects on what she said, especially since she knows about Hidaka's parents since they were kids. Outside the Beast Town, Mari is following directions that lead her to a field of flowers and meets up with Tsunagu, and then they proceed to rub faces. After, Hidaka takes Mari to the Beast Folk town, and she notices that there are quite a few other humans hanging around, but it doesn't mean that all humans are accepted here. Friend of Hidaka asks for help with some boxes, and he can immediately tell that there is a relationship between the two just by her scent alone. So I guess beast people can sense the relationship between two people, at least far better than humans ever will. And to close off the episode, we have our two love rivals cross paths again. Immediately, Kisara snatches Mari and calls her out for going on a date with Hidaka.
そんなのんびりした顔で来ないでよ。咎められようが立ち向かえる覚悟くらい持ってきてるの？
Despite Mari's first impression of Kisara being hostile, she doesn't focus on how other beast people will treat her among their territory. She's just happy to spend time with Hidaka. Mari's innocence rubs off on Kisara and she apologizes for her behavior outside the school, and for saying that she smells like shit.
嫌な匂いなんてひどいこと言ってごめんなさい。あ、でも私も気づけたことたくさんあったので 匂いとか悔しさ
Kisara gets upset and starts tearing up, feeling inferior to Mari knowing she is a good person, with the added weight of Hidaka and Mari having feelings for each other. Two beast folk suddenly appear after picking up on the scent of Kisara's frustration. They accuse Mari of bullying Kisara and make her cry. The beast folk grabs Mari's arm and starts making threats. Mari tries to explain the situation, but is silenced because the beast folk don't trust the words of a human.
つらにとっての言葉は人類を欺く術だ
Kisara bites his arm and he releases Mari immediately. The beast man is pissed Kisara caused him to bleed and takes a swipe at her. Mari saves Kisara and gives her one of her sweet talks, telling her that she wants to protect Hidaka and the people around him. Off-screen, Hidaka pins down our villain, and like the hero he is, he picks up Mari and carries her like a princess. After getting questioned at the police station, Kisara is waiting for Mari outside and is glad she is okay. Hidaka notices an injury on Kisara's hand and attempts to wipe it with a handkerchief. Kisara says she doesn't need it and should save it for Mari. She also takes responsibility for dragging her off in the first place.
私怪我してないなんでわかんないの私はつなぐに甘えないって言ってるの二人を応援するんだから
This doesn't mean Kisara has officially given up on Hidaka. She jokingly tells Mari that if her scent has faded, she just might make a move. Kisara then goes inside the police station for questioning. Hidaka's tale reaches a new jiggle record for being so happy that Kisara is accepting of their relationship.
You just gotta put on one of those faces and say something sweet to win them over.
Mari is also happy about Kisara and is now put at ease over what happened. Hidaka offers to take Mari back and she insists that they continue the mission. But, you know. So they set out to Hidaka's house, and on top of that, his parents aren't home. Hidaka has Mari take a seat and gets a bowl of water and a cloth to clean off the scent from the beast person that grabbed her. They get ready for a cuddle session when suddenly Hidaka pulls out a muzzle.
Which is fair, being just the two of them alone in the same room. We all know what happened last time.
やっぱりちょっといけないことしてるみたい
何言ってんだ。もう十分。悪いことしてるだろう。
Well, at least one of them is self-aware. So they start doing some intense interspecies snuggling and things are much more spicy compared to last time. Hidaka reaches his limit and they both agree that they should stop before they enter dangerous territory. Hidaka leaves the room for a moment so Mari can fix her clothes. He sits down in the hallway recuperating and collecting his thoughts.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
He enters back in the room and helps Mari with one of those tiny-ass hooks at the back of her dress. Hidaka mentions that he likes the scent of him and Mari mixed together. He's able to acknowledge her presence and voice to keep his head in reality. Mari says for the next time she'll do her best to keep herself under control. Those pheromones drive this man crazy.
約束してくれるのか。
Hidaka escorts Mari to the wall and they give each other a goodbye hug. But this wouldn't be an anime summer vacation without summer homework getting in the way. Ida texts the group to meet up and focus on some unfinished assignments. Flash forward to a cafe, the trio is back spending more time on food than actually getting anything done. Mari goes to get a refill on drinks and Ida asks if they have been spending time together, just the two of them. Hidaka brings up that Ida had her to himself when they were at the beach, but all is forgiven since they are back hanging out together again. Hidaka says that he is glad to see Ida again, and then Ida immediately starts rubbing his scent all over Hidaka's neck. Today also happens to be the summer festival, but unfortunately they can't all go together. Mari comes back and finds the two conversing in secret. The two drag Mari along a hilltop and travel through the forest. Once they're out of the bush, they find themselves at a high point outside the beast folk wall. Here, they can witness both human and beast folk festivals with the lanterns and fireworks going off in the sky.
俺は花火が初めてだ。元気出る鮮やかさだな。
壁を越えて合ってるみたいだね真夏に咲く最高の景色
Dude, the fireworks are visible from over the wall. What are you talking about?
And they never finish their homework. Summer is now over and we are back in class thinking up ideas for what to do for the school festival. But before that, we must go to the roof for lunch. But before that, Hidaka needs to go to the library to return some books. Mari needs to check out a book so she tags along with him. How convenient. At the library, in the back corner, Hidaka is helping Mari reach for a book that's too high. They hear some students coming over and Mari scooches closer to our canine to avoid being spotted. The students leave and Hidaka gives Mari a big whiff to show that he is much better at controlling himself. Mari gets lost in thought. Again. She thinks Hidaka may not be as attracted to her as he once was. I highly doubt that. After school, Hidaka asks if anything had been on her mind lately, because her actions make it so obvious. And Mari chooses to hide her worries for now. A stray cat Kisara is waiting for Mari outside the school so she can go shopping with her to buy Mari a new hair tie after her old one got broken from the scuffle with the beast folk in the last episode.
可愛いの選ぶ自信あるし。可愛い。行く！やったー！女の子として引きつける何かが。
Mari leaves immediately and Hidaka is now all alone. Aida spots Hidaka and asks him what's going on. Hidaka tells him of Mari's new friend and feels depressed that Mari ran off with her. At the market, Mari and Kisara are going through hair ties and Mari wonders which one Hidaka would like the most.
どうもの優先していいんじゃない？それはそれでするけど、日高くんに女の子として意識してほしくて。今さら
Kisara can tell by Hidaka's scent that he cares for her a lot and should just stop being such a dumbass. The next day, back on the school roof, Aida notices Mari's change of hairstyle and desperate to hear Hidaka's opinion, the group is interrupted by the basketball captain who snatches Aida away to help the basketball team with the yakisoba cooking session for the school festival. Hidaka and Mari stay behind and get back to what they do best.
どうしたの？
今日は逃げないようにしたくて、やっと匂いに慣れてきて、もっとそばにいられると思ってたのに、離れていくなよ。
Dude, she was gone for just a day. Calm down.
Mari apologizes for leaving and gives him that look.
好きだよ。
Mari tells him that she changed her hair for him, and Hidaka assured her that her scent is the reason he is attracted to her, but a lot of other factors are the reason why he loves her.
Then he licks her neck.
We cut to students from the school paper making their way to the roof. The anticipation builds of them walking in our main characters going full furry, but Hidaka's nose is too strong and won't allow it. That's what I assume anyway. Back at class, everyone is hard at work on preparing for the school festival, but unfortunately, everyone is too useless because they all depend on the class pet to get anything done. Aida invites Hidaka to go with him and Mari to shop for supplies, but he has to decline because he is such a valuable asset to their fellow classmates. He then sits his head on top of Aida's and asks him to call if he needs any help. Mari and Aida head out and pass by the student we saw earlier requesting a chat with Hidaka. While shopping for supplies, Aida brings up that it will be Mari's birthday soon. He asks if there is anything she would want for her 16th birthday. She would like a collar for her dog Yuki. Mari asks what Aida would like for his birthday.
冬生まれなんだ。欲しいものはありますか？
マリ、
Yeah, we're bringing back these awkward interactions between the two. Mari is becoming more aware of it as well, but I don't think she'll pick up on his crush unless he spells it out for her. Mari says if there is something he really wants, then to let her know. Then they make a pinky promise. This one is nowhere near as good as her last one. They return to class and find that Hidaka is missing. The school reporter from earlier is still with him and Mari sets off to go find him. Mari finds them and we see the reporter trying to get a rise out of Hidaka, but he's too stoic to make a fuss. Mari steps in and says Hidaka is needed back at class. They run up the stairs and the desperate reporter chases after him. You just don't hate them enough. They reach the top of the stairs and make a great escape through the window. Hidaka tells Mari that when the reporter asked about how a beast person got along with humans, he almost growled at him. He let his guard down since all his fellow classmates treat him like any other student. He simply just fit in. They go back to class and find a sign saying no reporters allowed. The classmates said that the journalist returned and they told him to fuck off. Aida sits down with two of his fellow classmates and they recognize how close the trio is. One of the classmates, Koete, also notices how Mari and Hidaka are walking home together, so he closes the episode off by asking if Mari and Hidaka are dating. So much for the cliffhanger. Aida squishes Ikeda's face and tells him to stop being such a doofus, while everyone else in class is too focused on completing their tasks. Going forward to the school festival, everyone is hard at work maintaining their classroom cafe. Mari swaps out to go on break and meets with Hidaka sporting a fancy suit. Aida shows up, asks Hidaka for some flyers, and takes a photo of the trio since it would make a good memory. A wild Ochi appears and drags Aida away to make him hand out flyers.
おいクソアイダ、チラシ配り、お前がサボると俺がサボれねえだろうが、早く来いよ。理由がクソだな。
Since Mari is on break, she asks what Hidaka is doing, and Mari's friends show up to let the two enjoy the festival together. They get some yakisoba and head upstairs to go eat. Spectating the crowd out the window, Mari asks Hidaka if he's scared that people will assume their relationship. He said that his efforts of fitting in with humans and people still not seeing him as equal scares him the most. But as for his relationship with Mari...
それに今日朝霞の隣で楽しむのはやっぱり俺がいい。連れ出してくれてありがとう。
They continue on walking, catching a few stray eyes, but they don't let it ruin their time together. Meanwhile, Ochi and Ida are walking through the school to hand out flyers. Well, it's really just Ida doing all the work. Ochi isn't one to be assertive, so Ida is impressed by him just tagging along. Ida mentions Ochi hasn't been hanging out with his usual crew, and he said that they were never around to begin with. Ida extends his friendship by handing out Ochi a pile of flyers. Ochi refuses to hand out the flyers, and Ida teases him for not being able to perform such a simple task. Ochi falls for the bait and takes the flyers.
ごめんなさい。どうしても声をかけたくて。チラシだけでも。
むしろ友人に配るのでいっぱいください。
Ida is surprised at how approachable Ochi can be, but Ochi hates acting fake and would rather stay true to himself. Their backs turned, Kisara bumps into Ida. He turns around and they both recognize each other from the first day of summer. Mari invited Kisara, seeing as they are now friends, and Kisara is having trouble navigating the crowd. Having too many different scents is making Kisara overwhelmed. Ida sees the two girls approaching and pulls Kisara to the side. Maybe he finally found a way out of the love trio.
確かに人多いの苦しいよな。マリンとこまで連れてこっか。おい、チラシ。
Kisara can find her way to Mari on her own, but thanks Ida anyway. Mari and Hidaka return to the class cafe where there are many more customers due to Ochi's hidden charisma. Ikeda enters the room and notices Mari wearing Hidaka's coat. Mari's friends come in clutch to shoo him off. Mari and Hidaka prepare to get back to work. Mari is going to help with the customers, and Hidaka goes with the small girl from the sports episode to help her with shopping. Later, an exhausted Kisara finds Mari and gets all excited, making high-pitched noises. A group of guys notice the girls and approach them. One of them thinks Kisara is a human dressed as a cat girl. Infatuated with her real-looking tail, he grabs it. Kisara is pissed.
この尻尾本物？
当たり前じゃん。急に触んないでよ。
Just like when Kisara defends Mari, it was Mari's turn to defend her new feline friend. Down the hall, Hidaka is walking with Shorty and notices the quarrel up ahead. He drops the boxes and darts forward. Ida stops him and pulls Hidaka into the classroom. He has a plan. The horny throuple has no interest in beast folk but are still interested in Mari. He grabs her hand and suddenly a giant horse head appears next to him.
ここ何の喫茶店か知ってます？
はい。
獣人喫茶なんですよ。
I wonder if this could be considered like some sort of blackface for beast folk or something.
I wonder if taxidermy is a thing in this universe. The new band of furries tell the guys to fuck off and the class continues their cafe under a new beast folk theme. Hidaka and Kisara are stunned by the new jarring view. It doesn't look like they're fans of fursuits either. It turns out the class had the costumes prepared in case Hidaka stood out in a negative way. Ida reveals himself from the horse masks and asks Konoha if the class is going to continue the beast folk theme. He starts spurging out about beast folk because he loves them so much. Hidaka says it's fine to continue with the theme and Kisara is okay with it too.
朝は猫にしてくれる？
狼もよくね？
いや、私はこのままでいいかな。
Hidaka leaves the class to retrieve the boxes and Mari notices that something may be wrong. So she asks if he's okay and he says,
後で屋上な。
They can't go one day without privacy, huh? She's still a bit concerned though. It's the end of the festival and there's an after party happening with the class. Mari is going to take Kisara to the station. Both Ida and Hidaka offer to take her instead. Kisara takes the boys up on their offer and leaves it to a game of fate, of which one will escort her to the station. It was Ida. Kisara purposely chose Ida to walk her to the station so episode 10 can end with some drama.
雪広ってさ、朝香のこと好きでしょ。
キサラはつなぐが好きだろ。
Kisara has an easy read with her ability to pick up Ida's scent, and Ida can tell just from her body language alone when they met back in summer. Ida asks if this is the reason why she chose him over Hidaka. She did so that Mari and Hidaka could spend more time together as well.
優しいじゃん。なんだよその顔。
複雑な心境の顔だよ。絶賛失恋中がただで優しくできると思う？
They have a heart-to-heart on dealing with their crushes while maintaining friendships. Ida assures her that wishing them well instead of pushing them away is a good thing.
いい方に解釈しすぎ。てか、優しすぎ。そっちも失恋中なんでしょ？
いや、俺は片思い中だけど。
嘘じゃん。
Ida admits that it's rough, but as long as the couple haven't yet admitted to be officially dating, he will hold on to his crush. They both agree to support each other when things get tough. This is Ida's first time sharing how he really felt. It's like an emotional support date, but he's paying. Back at school, the after party is being held in the field where everyone writes their wishes on the lights. Mari and Hidaka meet up on the roof, and Mari asks what's on Hidaka's mind. Hidaka had fun during the school festival, but was uncomfortable that the only way for him to fit in was that everyone else had to change how they looked. The result of it made him feel more alone. Mari comforts him by saying she loves him for just the way he is. She says that all humans are different shapes and sizes, and her wish is that they can be accepted for their differences as well. Mari asks Hidaka what his wish is, and he responds with being with Mari forever. They make out, but were blue-balled by a glimmer in the distance. Hidaka notices a hidden camera planted on the roof. We cut to the journalist who managed to get a snapshot of the two kissing. Mari suspects that someone among the students currently has evidence of the two making out. Ida arrives to meet up with our stressed-out couple. They take the camera to a teacher, and the teacher asks for them to go home. Hidaka is requested to stay home and not come to school the next day. It turns out the journalist club has an online blog and posted a story that a female student was attacked by a beast person.
楽しい学園祭の裏で恐ろしい事件が起こった。獣人の生徒が女子生徒を襲う。襲われた女子生徒は泣いた様子で、やめてと力なく突き飛ばそうとしていたが、抵抗も虚しく。
先生が焦ってたのこれか。
The journalist shows up and Ida immediately calls out his malicious practice. The journalist said the information was just passed down to him, and Hidaka sees through his lies by mentioning his scent is on the camera, making it obvious he's behind the whole story.
いやー、今までにない閲覧数になったよ。獣人が女子を襲うって人間からの指示がもらえるって思ったんだ。僕ってすごくない？
くっそしょうもねえ承認欲求。今すぐ捨てさせてやるよ。
Hidaka holds back Ida, and Mari warns the journalist that he will not get away with lying to the school. The journalist runs away and some students leave the classroom talking about the article they read. Mari covers Hidaka's ears and our trio starts walking home. Trailing behind, Hidaka apologizes for what happened, and both Mari and Ida aren't having any of it. He did nothing wrong and they should be more focused on a solution. Ida asks if Hidaka isn't going to school tomorrow, and Hidaka said that he is staying home to not make matters worse. He asks Ida to look after Mari and then splits off from the two. Mari apologizes to Ida for not saying anything about their relationship. But Ida already knew from Hidaka, so it wasn't that big of a deal. He gives Mari a light with his wish written on it. He wishes Hidaka to be allowed to go to the theme park so they all can spend time together there. The next morning, Mari gets some worried texts from her friends about the article. The article has hit about 3,000 views before getting taken down. Before Mari heads out, she tells her mother that there is someone she likes at school. She also warns that if the school contacts her, do not believe anything they say.
何かしたの？してないのを証明するの。行ってきます。
すげえでけえ声。おはよう。
At school, there was still an article posted up on a board that is being taken down by a teacher. Chatter can be heard among the students, surprised by Mari's attendance, wondering if she is okay, or if the article is even real to begin with. Mari arrives in class that comes to a silent halt. Her friends rush to her side and the teacher tells Mari that she is wanted in the faculty room. The Mari leaves and the teacher addresses the class about the current situation. He asks everyone about their personal thoughts on Hidaka to get a better grasp of his current standing. The bullies say that he would obviously attack because he is a beast person, and Ochi interrupts one of them by kicking their chair. They get sent to the back for disrupting the class. Look at Ochi looking out for our dog.
画質悪い写真のみ。正直、記事は全く信じてないです。
僕もです。
ヘイ。
めちゃくちゃいいやつオブザイヤー。
Supposedly, the photo looks blurry, but it's pretty clear what's going on. Even in the manga, it looks pretty clear. The classroom is very much on Hidaka's side, and if the assault allegations were true, they would want to hear his side of the story first before jumping to conclusions. The class knows him too well to believe the propaganda. Ochi brings up that the person who planted the camera is the real culprit of the whole incident anyway. The teacher confirms they are looking into that as well. Ida is worried for Hidaka's well-being since he isn't aware that everyone has his back. Mari is with a counselor to discuss what really happened during the time of the photo. Mari spots a leave of absence request. There is no decision made yet, but with high tensions in the school involving a beast person and concerned parents, it is not looking good for Hidaka.
傷つくことなんて何もされてなくて、記事の内容に事実は一つもなくて、ただ好きな人と一緒にいただけです。私はこのまま人間だけの判断で動く前に、何も悪くない日高くんのことを知ってほしいです。
The counselor understands the situation and informs Mari that Hidaka was informed about the leave of absence and the final decision will be up to him. Starting off the final episode, we are back in Tsunagu's place. He is considering taking a leave of absence under the guilt he feels for Mari and the high scrutiny he's going through as a beast person. Hidaka's mother said that she will be heading out but wants to talk to him about a few things later. She leaves and Ida is hanging outside of Hidaka's window. Kisara helped him get through the wall thanks to the assistance of Hidaka's mother. Hidaka's mother is with the Beastfolk Protection Bureau, and Ida has some very important things to discuss about Hidaka's current position at the school. The matter couldn't wait and he needed to talk to him as soon as possible.
俺は今はちょっと怒ってるし、答えによっちゃ殴る。
俺を？
そうだよ。あちこちでいろいろ言われてるのもだけど、それとは別でマリが必死に教えてくれてだな。
Ida asks Hidaka if he is taking a leave of absence. Hidaka still hasn't come to a decision yet. Ida is pissed because even though Tsunagu is in the roughest spot right now, him staying home isn't helping himself given his innocence, and Mari has to handle the whole situation by herself. Ida hits his chest and tells him this isn't the time to hold back.
ここで我慢すんなよ。つなげ。
悪い。
いや。俺も殴ったし。
Hidaka confides to Ida that the beast folk have difficulty expressing themselves compared to humans. But thanks to their support, it helps him see that bearing the pain and staying home isn't going to change anything. He wants to go to school, protect Mari, and stand up for himself. Ida pets his head and sends him off to see Mari, who is currently talking with Hidaka's mother in the flower field. Hidaka holds back his tears, thanks Ida, and heads towards Mari.
なんかすごいね。雪広も朝香も。うちらからすると人間ってさ、生き方も言葉も強いんだよね。獣人は弱い立場だって、それが生まれた時から刷り込まれててさ。
I guess beast folk aren't as outspoken as humans, unless they hate you. Kisara acknowledges Hidaka's confidence in himself and teases Ida for supporting their romance, while simultaneously acting tough.
なんだ？
貸してあげる。この時間じゃこのど田舎は酒場しか空いてないし、カフェで温まるの無理だから。
肩がいいかも。
Kisara lends Ida her shoulder, and Ida teases a possible spark between the two. At the flower field, we finally get to see Hidaka's mother, who, funny enough, looks more like Mari than Mari's own mother. Hidaka's mother thanks Mari for seeing her and supporting Hidaka. She also doesn't think that her son would stay home or take a leave of absence despite the difficulty of attending a human environment. Mari hands over a document of the students' testimonies and opinions that speak highly of Hidaka. The mother is impressed that Hidaka is loved by such a responsible girl.
こんなことがあって力強く任せてほしいなんて言えないけれど、苦しいことをすぐに解決できない子供だけど、それでも笑って一緒にいられるのを覚えてるから。
お。
聞かれた。
Hidaka's mother gives Mari the thumbs up and leaves. Mari informs Hidaka that the Protection Bureau is going to help. Tsunagu is glad she made her way over the wall and gave her a hug. Mari can no longer put on a strong face and begins to cry. She tells Hidaka to not leave her and he apologizes for making her cry and says that he won't disappear.
だから俺も幸せにする。
それは
朝香、
つまり
俺はお前の隣に恋人として立ちたい。
Hidaka had decided to go back to school as Mari's official public boyfriend. Mari reciprocates and they hug. The next day, students are surprised to find that the beast person has returned to school. Some students whispering discontents have Mari and Ida on edge. Hidaka's fine. The teacher directs Mari and Hidaka to the reception room and they make their way there holding hands. In the reception room, we have the Beastfolk Bureau, the journalist Kinari, and his mother. They question him about the false article and he tries to pass it off that he isn't responsible for the information that was published. They weren't having it, since the students reported that he was the one who set the camera up on the roof in the first place. And he is presented with proof that it was all gathered on the journalist club's computer. Kinari's mother is on the verge of tears for all the trouble that was caused. Kinari is still denying the claims. Back in class, Ida asks his peers if they believe Tsunagu is innocent. They feel it is obvious since Mari is the one who gathered testimonies, plus the entire class saw them both holding hands. Back in the faculty room, the mother is trying to make Kinari apologize.
大昔に実験されて憎しみで人間を傷つけて隔離されたから、隔離の理由はあっただろうが、何百年経った今も人を傷つけるって思われてる。きなりも人を傷つける嘘をついたなら、 世界から隔離されるだろう。
Flash forward, Kinari has admitted fault and the whole situation is put at ease. The school is also aware of Mari's and Hidaka's relationship. It is a new day and Mari is late for school as well as Hidaka. Hidaka recalls back to when they first met, when he wondered to himself it was really okay for a beast person to attend a human school. But now he worries no more. One last time, they both hop over the wall together. And that is everything I have to share with you guys. I'll see you in season 2. Maybe. Probably. Probably not.
朝霞に一つ聞いておくことがあった。
何？
恋人ってどこまでしていいんだ？